Hey, what's up, producers? SikWitIt here of I'mSoSick.com along with Airbit. And today's all about the Infinity Store. Last week we did a quick introduction highlighting our new Infinity Store along with some of its really cool features. Well, today, not only is it a continuation, but as promised, I will be doing a deep dive showing you how to navigate through your store, how to design your store, and how to use the tools to get it looking proper. So, y'all ready? Ready? Let's get into it. Hey bro, do I gotta take Photoshop courses for this? Cause my design skills are trash. No, not at all. So the really cool thing about designing and customizing your Infinity Store is that it's super easy. You get to decide on its final look. With its numerous colors and styles, the possibilities are endless. You get to make your page look as unique as your music sounds. So before we get started, I want to emphasize this. It's important to understand that the HTML5 store that functions through your dashboard works synonymously with the Infinity Store. The Infinity Store takes your previously loaded products such as your beats, your sound packs, and your songs and allows you to give it a much more personal touch and design of an actual website. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the first thing you want to do is head over to airbit.com and log into your account and head over to your dashboard. On the left-hand side of your dashboard, down 2 tabs, there's one called Infinity Store. Go ahead and click on that, and it's going to take you to a page called Infinity Store. You'll scroll down till you see View Your Store. Click on that. Once you click on this, it's going to take you to your default Infinity Store. It's already pre-set up for you, but what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to actually customize it to fit your needs and your brand. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to head over to this little area right here with the wheel on the right-hand corner, and this here is called your settings cog. Your settings cog is where you're going to be spending most of your time. So go ahead and click on that, and once you click on it, you're going to see a box show up with a lot of information. And the reason I say to get familiar with this page is because this is where it's got your styles, your colors, anything that you need to turn on and off within your store is going to be done from your settings cog. So if you look here, it's got some tabs on the side. On the left-hand side, you have a tab called General, Styles, Pages, Embed Code, New Config, Switch Config, Reset to Default, and Delete. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over these step by step, tab by tab, and I'm going to explain to you how to operate through these tabs to better fit your store to get it designed the way you want it. So now that we're a little familiar with the settings cog, let's scroll down, and the first thing we're going to want to do is click on New Config. All right, so new configuration, basically what it is, every time you create a new configuration, it's like creating a new version of your store. So we're going to go in here in the name, and we're just going to call this New Beat Store. Okay, and once you do that, that's what's going to be titled for your settings for this particular store. Here, as you create your stores, a drop-down menu creates for you of all the different styles that you do. You can name them by color, you can name them by phrase. It just depends on what you want to do. And once you start accumulating them, you can go back and forth to switch from config to config. So we're going to go ahead and call it New Beat Store. We're going to save it. And once we save it, it opens up the new page and it keeps us in the cog setting, and we're going to get to work. And then this is where the fun starts. We're going to, it allows us to do a various number of things to personalize this page for you. So if you want to scroll down here through general, we've got the name, right? And here is a default setting. Once you click on the default setting, anytime you're editing or going through the setup process, if you want to start over, you can just click down here where it says reset to default, and it'll reset to your original store. You can only have one default setting at a time. So according to all the lists, the drop-down list that I showed you earlier, I already have a default setup. So I'm not going to click it for now, but when you set up your first store, that's what you want to do. You also have add a logo here, add licensing, highlight licensing, a hero image, sales tracking, customer login, player bar, and I'm going to go over these one by one so you can see what they actually do. So this is a great way for you to personalize your store to fit your brand, right? So what I've done is I actually created a folder on my desktop. It's called Infinity Store, and in the Infinity Store folder, I just have some artwork that I designed, some pictures I got off the internet, some of the logos that will fit the design of an Airbit page. So we'll close that. And here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go step by step. We're gonna go ahead and go to add a logo. And so if you look closely, it's got some details written in very light gray, and it gives you specs on what to upload. So your specs here, it gives you a 120 by 20 resolution on your photo to make sure that it's gonna fit in your actual, in the design place for the logo. So we'll click here, and we're gonna go to my Infinity Store folder, and we're gonna click on a logo, and I'm gonna go with a white logo. You can't see it because it's white, but it's in there, okay? Then we're gonna go down here to hero image. What a hero image is it's this big banner that you see on the actual page. So like I said, this is a default setting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create my own, which I already did, and I'm gonna replace it. So I'll go in there and delete it, open up my page, and I'm gonna go here to where I have saved hero image. Click on hero image, and if you wanna see it right away, what you can do is you can actually click save, and it'll update for you. So you see here's my image right here in the banner. My logo is actually right here, but because this banner here is white, you can't see it. But we'll get to that. I'll change it in a minute and you'll see the logo pop up right here. Okay, so let's go down to a title page. I mean to the hero title. So if you click on hero title, these are the words that are right here above the search bar. So for this particular image, I really don't care to have any words on here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. And you see it immediately deletes off the page. Now, if you wanted to put best beats in the world, you could do that and it'll update for you. You can save it and boom. Best beats in the world, Airbit page. But like I said, I don't want that feature on for this particular page, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. It'll clear it out and it'll leave it a clear image. Okay, so we'll go back up to the top, over to the right, and this is a really cool feature here. It's called customer login. If you want, I would advise to always keep it on because it's a great way for customers to log into your Beat store and they can actually get information in regards to purchases, things that they purchase, downloading, stuff like that. So I would keep that on. Now, if you don't want them to have access to that, you can always click no, and that eliminates access for them. But we'll keep it on for this. And also we have sales tracking reference. This is a really cool feature because you can actually type in any word here that you feel would keep you remembering where it is that people are buying beats from. So let's say, for instance, people are buying from your browse page or your sound kits page. You can type in sound kits. And what it'll do is every time somebody buys from there, you'll have a tracking word pop up and it'll let you know people purchase from your sound kit. Anytime you get an email or notification in your dashboard saying that you got a purchase. So that's a really cool feature. So we'll keep that on for there. And then this is an also new feature that we've added in. It's so dope. So this right here is the player bar. And the player bar is a really cool feature. It actually shows the audio visualizer in your player bar down here. Now, if you keep it off, you say, no, I don't want it, it stays solid color, and once you hit play, it'll still play the music. And as you can see, the little bar here will continue to go as the music continues to play. If you turn it on, you actually turn on an audio visualizer. So within the black bar, you'll see the audio visualizer moving along to the beat. That's a pretty dope feature. So we're gonna keep it on because I like the way it looks. Okay, we're gonna scroll down here, and now that I've got everything the way I want it, this is a basic template for every page. I'm gonna go ahead and say save, and we are good to go. Now that we've got that taken care of, let's move along. Now it's time to really dig in and bring to life your page. This is where we're gonna add color. This is where we're gonna add style to kind of fit your brand, your need, whatever you like. So let's go over here and let's click on the Styles tab. Okay, we're here in the Styles tab, and I want you to see it's broken into 2 different columns. And at the very top, it talks about it has an import button, but we'll get to that towards the end of this part. But if you see here, there's a lot of sections. We have a section called main section. We have another one called text and input fields. We've got one called the player bar, menu item, and under each one there's various sub boxes with drop down color menus. Each part, it shows you, like, this is a background color, so it has a drop down menu, and what it does is it allows you to either type in a color code or select a color code or select our already pre-loaded color to start designing your store. It's a really cool feature. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you real quick how this works. Let's click on the main color, right? So on the main background color, right now it's set to white. So let's just click on yellow, and you see the background turns to yellow. Now, depending on what your hero image looks like or even your logo, you kind of want to match that. You can even match like the images that you use for your beats, because once those are loaded up in your store, they're going to pop up, and as you can see, they're funneling through, and they all have different designs because this particular store has a number of producers in it. But for your store, typically producers have their own beats on there, and the artwork that they upload is usually fluid and similar to each other. So you can design it to your covers of your artwork. Like I said, the image, the hero image, or your logo. So this doesn't really fit what we're doing here, so I don't like the yellow. I actually like the white, but you can change it to any color here, or you can click over here and change it. But I'm going to keep it white. White seems to make a lot of the things pop, so I'll choose the white, and we're going to go with white. And we're going to do the same thing for each section. Go to load the hero image. This would be the hero image title bar. Which I don't think we have one because we took it out. So we'll leave that at white. And we go to highlight color, and this is going to be the titles of each section. As you see, we can change it, but I want to go ahead and match it up with the blue. So I like the blue here. I'm willing to stick around with that blue color just to kind of so it stays cohesive to the hero image. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to design my store, and I'll let you watch. And when we get done, I'm going to show you how to import and export. So here goes. Okay, now I've done all of my color settings. I got my page looking the way I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save, and then we'll go through. And you can scroll through and see I've got everything to match my hero image. As you can see, everything's kind of cohesive, looks good. I got a lot of the blues popping with the white background. I've got my licensing, everything here. Even when you hit play, that you see the audio visualizer changes to white. Just looks really, really clean. So now, I want to go over the import and export part. As you can see, this is a really cool feature up here where it says import. If you're not very good at design, or you see a design that somebody already did on their store, you can actually have them design it for you, and they can export, like it says down here, they can export that file. And what they can do is send you that file when you want. What you would do is you would import here and load the file. The file is going to have all the settings that they had done on their own, and they can share it with you. Same thing with you. If you want to share your settings with somebody, you can export those settings and save the file, and then send it over to another producer that's trying to set up their page who may need some help or just really likes your style. Really dope feature. We won't do that today, but we're going to save it and we're going to keep it moving. So now our page looks really dope, and if we wanted to, we could stop, but before we think about doing that, I just want you to know we can actually go deeper. We can actually give it more detail and go into the back into the settings cog, and now we can go into each page, which is a clickable link right up here, and customize each page. We can actually let people see what pages we want or don't want on the actual site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one of these pages here and describe what their functionalities are, so that way you know what you may want to keep on there or what you may want to remove. So we're going to start off first with the Discover page. The Discover page is the main page we've been working on, and it has right here is a place where you can actually discover some of your new beats. You can load up 4 new beats here or here. Or if you don't want to load up any of your beats and telling it which one to show, it'll show your newest beats that you've uploaded. You can also in the Discover page, it'll also act as your home page to your website. So it'll actually contain all the features that you have here at the top within this one page, which acts as a really nice home page. So next is going to be the latest beats. You can, on your home page or your Discover page, you can list all your latest beats that you've uploaded. Your popular beats will be your top selling beats, the ones that people download or purchase the most. You have your sound kits, and you have your licensing. Now this is all on the Discover page, and you may want some of those things on the page, but you may not want everything on that page. So it's really going to be according to preference, and you just kind of decide what works best for you. All right, so next is going to be the Browse page. The Browse page is going to be a list of beats, basically your entire catalog of beats. So this is a place where they can come and just kind of scroll through your beats, look around, see what you have, play them, listen to them. Has prices listed here, and you can also filter your beats by genre, moods, BPM, and so forth. So this is going to be your page where people can come and actually look at your beats and listen to them. And we're going to get a little bit more into detail, because on each page within the settings cog, you can actually go and customize it a little bit deeper as far as like look and feel of everything. So, but like I said, we'll get into that in just a minute. But this is the general idea of what the Browse page looks like. So next is the Charts page. Let's click there. And the Charts page is a list that you can compile of your top selling beats, your top 10, 30, 50, or even 100 beats that you've sold in the last 7 days. And there you have it. Right now we have it set to 10, but in the configs set in the settings cog, you can actually change it from 10 to 30, 50, 100, and you get the idea. So next is one of my favorites page, and it's going to be the Sound Kits page. Let's click there. And remember, this is not only a beat selling store, but it's also a sound kit selling store. So the cool thing about it is if you set up and uploaded your sound kits through your dashboard, it'll actually work synonymous here with the Infinity Store. So as you see here, we have it in what they call a tile form, which allows it to be like in a box or square form for each item or each product. I like that because it kind of puts the artwork right up front for people to see easily. It gives the title and it gives the actual price as well. You can change that in the settings cog to be a list instead of just a square or a box. But I like this. I think this fits better for the eyes. It's very eye-catching to your customers. But the cool thing about this is you can sell not only your beats, but you can sell your sound packs. And what I really enjoy is that if you really wanted to, you can create a brand new configuration and keep both your beat selling business and your sound pack selling business totally separate. All you have to do is create a brand new configuration, and then when you embed it into your actual website, you would use the embed code just for that store. So I think that's pretty unique. I like that. So, but let's keep it moving. So next is going to be the license page. Let's click on that. And the licensings are set up into a carousel, so it's kind of a quick reference. You can click on each one. It's a quick reference for your customer to see what exactly they get for what they purchase. If you haven't set up your licensing terms, you need to go ahead and head over to your dashboard and do that. But it's got a really cool look. You can kind of scroll through here, and for each item, it lets you know for each license like what it covers, what they get for that price. There's another page I want to highlight that's not actually featured on the top here, but we'll go into our settings cog here, And this is where you would add a page. And if you wanted to add a page, it would be for songs. The tab would be for songs. And the songs will allow you, if you're a producer and you have finished projects you want to upload, or you're an artist and you have songs that you want to feature on your page, these will be items that would have been uploaded through your dashboard, but you can actually sell your songs on this site, on your Infinity page. So you would add a page and set up all your settings so that way it would display, and you can actually set it up at the top of the menu bar to be next to all of these as well. So that's really cool. So now what I want to do is I actually want to go into each of these pages and check out the settings, show you what it has to offer, and then I'm going to go through and design the rest of my site. So cool thing here is on your Discover page, on your Browse page, your Charts page, any of these pages, you can actually title them whatever you want. The default titles come as you see them here, but if you wanted to call this Home page, you most certainly could. Hit enter there. If you wanted to call your Browse page, I don't know, let's say Beats, you can do that, and so forth. You can change all those if you wanted to, right? So let's go into our home page. Now for me as a designer, as a person who does most of my own design, my home page or my Discover page was just a little bit too busy for me. So what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to remove some things off of that page, and I'm going to show you how I do it so that you kind of get an idea how this whole thing works. All right. For every page settings that you go into, it starts off with a page icon, which I love because you can actually put an icon next to any of the titles of any pages, and you more than likely want to pick an icon that fits the description of your actual page, right? So this is a home page. So I want to go through here and see if I can't find an icon of a house or a roof or something of that sort. And there's so many different items in here to choose from, which I love. Okay, so here we have what looks like a house. I'm sure there's a few other designs of houses, but we're going to go for this for right now. And as you can see, it changes the icon. Okay, so the cool thing about this is you can actually tell it what to show on the page. So we have a hero image set up just in case we want to use it, and right now it's set on, but I want to turn it off just to show you what it would look like, right? So we hit off, scroll down to the bottom and hit OK. You'll notice once we click on our home page that we no longer have a hero image, right? That looks a little bland for me, so I actually like the hero image. So I'm going to go back into my settings and I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on. And that's what it's going to do. You have a lot of on-off buttons, very easy to maneuver and tell it what to do just by sliding over the button, right? So we want to keep the hero image. You can also turn off your search bar. But what I did find is that when you turn off the search bar, it actually turns off your hero image as well. So I want to keep the hero image, so I'm going to go ahead and keep the search bar as well. Okay. Now we have a page display, page full width. It's off, or do we want it on? And that's going to be for like, you'll notice if I click it on and save it, the actual search bar has gotten wider. Where did we go? Here, go back to home. And the actual, everything kind of broadened across the page to closer to the edges, right? So I like the spacing on the sides because it kind of keeps everything centered. So I'll go back into my settings and I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to turn it back off, and we'll check it out when it goes off. You see how everything kind of centered right in the middle? I like that a little better. It's a little cleaner. So we'll go back in here, and we have featured selection, primary. Feature up to 4 beats in your carousel. Will default to latest 4 beats if no beats are chosen. So what this is actually talking about is here under the Discover page, right here, this is the carousel. If you click here, it actually thumbs through 4 of your beats that you choose, right? And it said if you didn't choose any, it'll actually choose them for you. So let's go back in settings, and if we want to hide that or show it, right now we're showing it. So if we hide it, you see it only has these 4 beats here. The big image is gone. Well, I like the big image. I like it because I think it's very eye-grabbing for your customer. So I'm going to turn mine back on. We'll show it. Same thing for the secondary. So the primary would be the big square. The secondary would be the 4 squares next to it. I like the way it looks together, so I'm going to keep that on as well. The cool thing is you can actually tell it what beats you want. You can select your beats here, and every beat that you have uploaded, you can go through here and select it, right? Pretty dope. Same thing with the secondary. Now, we have a new section, display format, popular section, song section, sound kit section, and license sections. These are all the sections that are listed on the actual page, right? So as I'm looking over my page, I like the discover page. I like the latest beats because that keeps everything uploaded that's new. But I don't really care for the popular page or the sound kits page or the licensing being on my home page. I feel like it's too cluttered. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to turn those off. All right, so we're going to go in here. We're going to turn these off. So we'll leave the new section on. We'll take off the we'll leave it in and we're going to leave it in the list format. I like the list format for the new section, but the popular section, we'll turn that off. Song selections already hidden. Sound kits, we're going to hide that. And for the licensing, we're going to hide that. And we'll hit OK and save it, and boom. So now my new page, my new Discover page or home page looks sharp, clean, straight to the point, and boom. I like it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of the actual pages, and I'm going to do a quick customization to them. Y'all can watch as I do it and show you what the actual end product's going to look like. So let's go. Okay, now I'm done. I went through all the settings and I'm saving it now. And so now I've actually customized each of these pages here to fit my style. So what I actually did is I went into, let me save that again. What I actually did is when I went into each page, I like the hero page throughout the whole site. I feel like it gives it more of a website vibe. So if you go through and click on each one of these, you'll notice I have the hero image at the top of all the pages. Like I showed you before, you can remove them on some of them or on all of them, however you see fit, but I kept it on every page. So we go back to the home page, and as you saw before, we keep it nice, tight, clean, straight to the point. We can go to our Beats tab, and in the Beats tab, I just have my entire catalog listed. All the beats that I have on my store here, so that way it's just a continuous scroll through, and they can listen to it as they want. And in my charts page, I have my charts page here, and basically it's all my, like I said, all my top beats, and I kept it short and sweet. But the more I think about it, I actually don't want it. I don't feel like I need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that page. I just don't feel like it's necessary for my actual design. So I would delete it, and as you see, it took itself out of the actual menu bar. So now I only have 4 pages. I like that. It's really short and sweet, easy, and straight to the point, right? So we'll hit save on that. And now we're at the sound packs or the sound kits store, and everything's really nice, tight, and easy to read. I like that. Let's go to our license page. Same thing. Boom. Everything's there. All the information you need. And there you have it. That is how to design a new configuration or a new Infinity store, a version of a new Infinity store. Like I said, you can do this multiple times over and save them, and you can kind of hop back and forth depending on what you're doing. If you're doing promos, or you want to change it quarterly, or if you just want to kind of give your customers a new look and feel all the time, it's totally up to you. You get to decide. And the cool thing about all this is this can act as your actual website. You don't have to have an additional website. We provide you a URL, and the URL would be, your username .infinity.airbit.com, whatever that would be. So if you see here, boom, you can hit enter, and it'll take you straight to your Infinity store. Now that's the original Infinity store. So we'll go back. Got to be sure to save. Now you saw how it went to a different store, right? So you got to actually tell it, I want it to go to this particular store. So that's when you hit your default. We won't do that now, and it'll go to the store. We won't do that now, but just know that that's how that works. So now that we're here, I like it. Let's say you have an actual website. This actually works with your website. The cool thing is they have this thing here called embed code. So once you've done everything that you want here, you can actually go click on your embed code, copy it, and then you'd go into your website, and they should have a section on your website that says embed code here, and you paste that in there. And once you do it, what you see on this page will actually show up in your website, which is super duper cool. Sometimes people will only take like their beats, the beat catalog, or their sound packs and embed it to a website that they already have built. So really cool functionality, really cool features, super easy to use, as you can see. Yeah, I enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's super easy to use. So once you've actually done that, you can go into Switch Configs, and as you see, we have down here new beat store. That's what we just did, but you can hop back and forth through any of your previous designs like I mentioned earlier and set it as your new default. If you don't want some of those, you can actually go to the delete configs, and it'll delete the config for you. So really slick looking site, really easy. Like I said, you can go here, go back to our home page, and you can use whatever images you want here. Now I do recommend that you get high resolution images, and you follow the pixels that it's required, so that way you have sharp looking images, something that's really eye-catching for your customers. And also, you know, you can implement your logos, you can implement anything that you want to this page. So yeah, looks great. What do y'all think? Well, that's pretty much it. Producers, I hope you enjoy our new features, and may they make your life and business that much easier to connect with your audience. Feel free to play around with the customization tools to create a variety of looks for your Infinity store that both complement and match your brand. For further in-depth instructions on how to navigate through your store, please check out our Airbit blog and user guide. I'll be sure to provide the links in the description down below. Thanks for watching. I'm SikWitIt with Airbit, and thanks for tuning in. Please leave a comment and let us know what you think about our new Infinity store. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel down at the bottom to stay updated on all of our latest video content. And check the description box to follow us on all social media platforms, along with my personal pages as well. Till next time, stay creative. Peace.